Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cynical, and today for you guys we're going to be talking about NieR Automata. I've been wanting to talk about this game for quite some time because as of right now I'm pretty convinced that NieR is one of the best titles I've played so far throughout 2017, and that's kind of saying something considering the fact that so far this year gaming has been absolutely superb. In fact, I can't really think back to another year where we've received so many good titles this early on in the year. It's only March so far and we've received a lot of juicy titles. So it's kind of a big thing to say that NieR so far is probably one of the better titles that I played this year. But I really wanted to talk about this because obviously this is a Square Enix crossed over with a Platinum's game title, which is fantastic. As you guys should probably know, Platinum Games just nails it when it comes to sort of hack and slash and sort of action RPG. In case you guys don't know, Platinum Games were the people behind games like Bayonetta, and as you guys should probably know, Bayonetta is absolutely just like action-packed. It's a hack and slash type game, but Platinum Games really knows how to make insanely fun, like full-on action combat when it comes to the gameplay of their games. So that is very present here in NieR Automata because of course Platinum Games were the people behind the whole game design of NieR Automata. So I think that's a really good point to start off with. Let's talk about the gameplay. So NieR Automata is an action RPG. It's got RPG elements. They're not super in-depth, and if I would say that they're comparable to another RPG game with sort of very, I would say, faint RPG elements, I'd probably compare it to that of Kingdom Hearts. Now, I'm not saying that Kingdom Hearts is really lacking in the RPG department, but it doesn't necessarily have like in-depth RPG elements with like stats and all that sort of stuff. It's very straightforward. You of course can like upgrade your AP in Kingdom Hearts, your strength. You apply different like abilities and whatnot, and of course you can level up, and as you level up you become stronger. Like those right there are sort of like very bare bones sort of RPG elements, and it's usually action RPGs that tend to have sort of bare bones minimum RPG elements, and that's kind of what's found in NieR Automata. It's certainly an action RPG game, but it has a lot of hack and slash to it, which is a really good thing because the gameplay found in NieR Automata is fucking amazing, guys. It's a lot of fun. Kingdom Hearts, as you guys should probably know, is an action RPG title, like I was just saying, and the gameplay found in Kingdom Hearts is a big reason as to why I like it so much. When it comes to turn-based RPGs, I just can't do it, but when it comes to action RPGs where I really feel like I'm involved in the combat, that's where I get absolutely hooked. And I would say that NieR Automata kind of like takes that next step above Kingdom Hearts when it comes to the raw action and your involvement of the actual combat itself. You'll find yourself flinging around swords, jumping all over the place, dodging, parrying. It's just a lot of fun. It is super fast paced, there's a lot of shit happening all at once, and it is absolutely fantastic. So if you're into sort of the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts, then I would say you're probably going to find yourself having a fucking awesome time with NieR Automata. Now looking towards the story is very interesting, and as of right now I actually haven't gone through all 3 playthroughs. Now NieR Automata is sort of split up into 3 main playthroughs, but found in NieR Automata there is a multitude of different endings. However, there are 3 main endings, and then all the endings after those 3 main ones are sort of like just little bonus and optional endings. So like I was saying, it's kind of split up into 3 endings, and to sort of like fully get the whole understanding of the story found in NieR Automata, you are actually required to finish the game 3 times. Now, however, each time you finish the game within your first 3 playthroughs, it is slightly different. Now, in your first playthrough, you'll play as the main character known as 2B, and the main story of NieR Automata is found in that very first playthrough. However, all the extra and alternative stuff, and a lot more important things and aspects of the story, they are found in the other 2 playthroughs. So for your second playthrough, you'll then find yourself playing as 9S, and for the most part, the sort of story and like everything you do on your second playthrough as 9S, who is sort of like 2B's sidekick, you'll be doing like all of the different events found within 2B's playthrough. However, a few things are different. So for instance, for 9S, when you first of all start his playthrough, which is the second playthrough, the sort of opening introduction scene is a tad bit different, as during the introduction scene for 2B, 9S was actually off doing his own thing. Then of course they eventually meet up, and then you then enter the events which you of course went through as 2B, but this time around you're playing as 9S. For your third playthrough, you'll then play as a character known as A2, who is a character you'll come across during your first playthrough, and you know, you'll come across more story elements, etc, etc. So the way the story's kind of laid out is very different when it comes to NieR Automata. It's sort of like an aspect of storytelling that isn't really found in too many other games. It's certainly been done before, but it's very interesting to see this sort of technique of storytelling in a game. So if you think your NieR Automata adventure is over during your first playthrough as 2B, just keep in mind you still have 2 other playthroughs to go through, even though you get to see the credits at the end of 2B's playthrough. I feel like I'm explaining the way that the story is told very technically, and it might be a little bit confusing for some, but it's interesting. It's a little bit strange at first, but you'll work out why it's kind of laid out like that. Now in terms of the raw setting and environment, this is something that I kind of look out for in games. This is a huge reason as to why I love BioShock, for instance, so much, because I absolutely love the setting and the atmosphere of the BioShock series, and same even goes for Kingdom Hearts. It's pretty strange to be surrounded by different Disney properties all the time, but it's an atmosphere that isn't displayed in other games. So when I'm playing through new titles and stuff, the atmosphere and sort of surroundings that of course I'm surrounded by, it's very important. NieR Automata is very interesting. It is planet Earth set thousands of years in the future. Robots and aliens and stuff, they've taken over the planet, and you're this android of course sent to like exterminate the robot threat and all that sort of stuff. But the settings and environments is very interesting. It is a post-apocalyptic setting, so like it's obviously modern day era, but with everything destroyed and like robots taking over. The atmosphere is awesome. It's an open world game, so you'll be coming across like a few different sort of environments. There's the destroyed city ruins, there's like a massive desert, there's this sort of theme park, which is really interesting. So when it comes to the atmosphere department of NieR Automata, I have to say props to it, because I really enjoyed the atmosphere that I was surrounded by in this game. Also, like I mentioned, NieR Automata is an open world game, so essentially it means that in this game you do have the freedom to kind of do what you want. If you want to progress with the main story quest, then you can kind of do that whenever you please. If you want to go off and just sort of explore places and find little secret hidden areas, you can do that. Same even goes for side quests. If you kind of want to just spend the next hour in the game doing the different side quests found throughout different areas of NieR Automata's open world, then you can do that. So because of the fact that this game is set in an open world setting, it gives you the freedom to kind of just do as you please. The open world of NieR Automata is fairly big. Sure, the areas are quite expansive, but I wouldn't necessarily say that the open world found in NieR Automata is absolutely massive and comparable to the size of, say, GTA 5's map or Skyrim. The very final thing I want to talk about in NieR Automata is the sort of humor that is found in the game. It is very self-aware at times, extremely hilarious. There is so many moments in this game where I'm literally scratching my head. You guys should probably know that I ended up doing a video a few days ago talking about the fact that there is a certain scene in the game where you come across robots sort of banging each other. And it's interesting because, to a certain extent, the robots are trying to impersonate human interaction in a certain sense. And it's very interesting seeing the robots trying to learn the way that humans interact. And when I say this, I mean this. There's a lot of strange shit that is found in this game, but it is truly interesting and quite hilarious. However guys, that's just kind of my thoughts and impressions on NieR Automata. I have to say, it's a fantastic title. In case you guys haven't played it, go ahead, buy it, pick it up. I so suggest it. If you enjoy the gameplay that's found in Kingdom Hearts, you're probably going to enjoy the gameplay that's found here in this game. The story all around is very, very interesting, and if you want to kind of get yourself really involved in the lore that's going on with NieR Automata, I would most certainly look into the lore that's found in NieR. I haven't personally played it, but looking towards the lore in that game, it's very interesting connecting the dots, and of course there is a game known as Drakengard, I believe, or Drakengard or something. That game is also connected to the NieR universe, and it's just all around very interesting learning about the lore that's found in this game. It's quite expansive. So yeah, I gotta say, so far, this game is fucking fantastic. I have to say, Platinum Games and Square Enix, you guys have killed it with this one. One of the best titles of this year for sure. Now guys, hopefully you had a fantastic day, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.